comments being moderated to some extent.
And there is an is something that has been, at least was at the time, a hot button issue all the way to the United States Supreme Court. And it was something that I actually worked on for another municipality before it came up here. And we went through all the research to see what the most appropriate resolution was. And that was either to leave it on wide open or to cut everything off. And so what the town chose to do at that time was to eliminate the ability to comment, not the inability to share. And so what you'll see a lot is that if people want to comment on something, they will share it to their own page and make the comments. And so the town's post is below their personal comment, and then they can invite a discussion, but it's on their page. And so that's a personal Facebook page where they can post whatever. We don't have to regulate that. And it can be about the town subject. But it keeps it from being off of the town page.
I ask another question then on that. What would be the chances of the comments back there, but comments get automatically deleted after X amount of days? Does that run into the Constitution?
You have to keep everything. If we open the comments up, they all have to stay.
But you can't automatically say all comments are deleted within so many days? Okay.
And we want to
answer that gentleman's question there then.
And we want to be, we want the page to be a dissemination. We want to be able to put out information to our citizens. We want to be able to put out, keep everybody updated. We don't necessarily want to make a forum where he said, she said, oh, you're always negative. Oh, why are you saying this? That kind of discussion. We want it to do its job of being able to quickly and efficiently get information out. And like the attorney said, you can always post it on your own or 1,000 other pages and comment all you want. But do you have something?
No, just an update on the animal shelter. Some of the weather delayed it a little bit. There were some other minor issues, but it looks like it'll be open toward the end of September.
That's awesome.
So look for the end of September. And I think that's the second time counties had to push it back, but these things happen. So, but it's going to be really nice.
I would just like to thank town staff, your town at work, and just being on back on live tonight, the meeting in terms of the collaboration amongst staff and to make that happen, so thank you.
Mayor, I'd like to go back to Mr. Bill's comments, if we can, quickly.
Go ahead.
So we talked, he talked about the sewers leaking over in Templeton Farms. Wesley, can you come up? I want to ask you a couple questions.
Whoop, just lost everything.
Oh no, I just had a great.
Harvard made a comment.
Yeah. That red button down here, pushing.
Are you aware of the fact that the sewers at Templeton Farms are leaking?
Storm's right.
Storm, I'm sorry, I apologize. I apologize. Storm.
Yeah.
I want to start a whole thing.
Yeah.
So are you aware of?
I took, he had sent, Mr. Bill sent the mayor email, and as y'all know, I've had a little family issue, but I have taken a ride over there. We're going to try to tackle it the next couple of weeks. We got a lot going on, but we'll try to get to it the next couple of weeks.
And we ask the citizens, if y'all see anything like this, like Mr. Bill, and I know Mr. Bill does it, but let us know. Y'all are the eyes and the ears. We can't be everywhere. And the citizens, y'all can be walking the dog, and y'all can walk by a storm drain and say, hey man, that's cracked or that's leaking or whatever. Let us know. And
I think that subdivision was put in about 10 years ago.
Farther than that. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and then, the follow-up is, question was, you publicize where we're paving.
Yes, sir, we do. When we make the paving list, we give it to people and put it on social media.
Okay, Mr.
Now,
Miller,
they have MTS in town doing a whole full street assessment
Yep.
for everything, so.
Mr. Miller, you know where to find that? The paving list? Maybe we can put that up on this year's paving list up on, the town of Atoka page in an area that's not buried under documents, blah, 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 but hey, here's where we're gonna pave under, your section.
Your town,
Good idea. Kind of like the trash
Your town
route.
at work.
your town at work.
Does that work for you, Mr. Bill? Thanks, Wes.
Thank y'all. I'm done now, so I'll let back up.
Mr. Administrator?
Just a couple of things, that I had for you. I'd like to, discuss setting up a work session in September with the board and discuss how we can potentially move forward with, replacing the rest of the street lights, converting them over to LEDs. We've had some conversations with a couple of companies, one in particular, that I believe has a good option for us, but it's gonna be savings over the long haul, and of course, that's, that's where we need y'all's input as far as replacing all of those lights and then how we're gonna repay that, et cetera. So, if you've got a date in September, then we could do a work session just focused on that, because I'm sure it's gonna be a bit lengthy. Because lots of folks have lots of questions about streetlights, and of course, we'll talk about finances as well. Like set up a date if that is agreeable to the board.
Just
Fine with me.
FYI for citizens, I sign the checks. Streetlights are usually average, of course, longer days, shorter winters, more lights in the wintertime. We pay about $5,500 a month for streetlights. Just take that and do the multiplication on that. That's right now. So they're probably at their shortest burning right now. So FYI.
Is there a date that might work for you all?
I'm in Atlanta from 13.
So the board meeting's the 9th of September.
Would it be helpful if I just circulated something in an email and work through it that way, or?
Yeah.
Works. And planning department, so we've been very busy in the planning department. We've been working to identify a lot of different things. So you may recall that I attended some economic development training with TVA, with Tennessee Valley Authority, a few weeks back. And that really brought to light a few things that we really need to work on. One of those is, as we've been talking about and have continued to work on, is the website and getting the website updated, but specifically for economic development. We are very close to getting our retail trade analysis done with your associates. Maybe you're familiar with that project for the branding, and now we're waiting on that remainder of that marketing piece. We talked about that today. We've been back and forth the last couple of times, just buttoning down all the parcels on the map. I think we'll be responding to them on Thursday. So hopefully by the end of the month, that's going to be done. And then we can start utilizing those materials as well. So that would be something, of course, that would be on that website page. Also, some of the information that as companies want to move into the area, they put out RFIs and RFPs, so requests for information, requests for proposals. And TVA provided a lot of information for us to be able to go down kind of a checklist of all of the information that's typically requested when one of these companies or firms put something like that out. So we're going to start working on gathering all of that information and checking things off the list. We were talking today about how are we going to compile all this information, because it's going to be a large amount of data. So whether we use Dropbox or a OneShare folder drive, or does it all need to be in a PDF, or is it Excel? So we got some other questions for TVA economic development folks, and I've got all their contact information. Just wanted to give you a quick update on that.
That sounds great. I'm just curious. Are we also working alongside? I know the county's doing some things with Tipton Perfect and Mark Herbison and those kind of things, so that we're not doing things and they're doing things separate, so that we're all kind of collaborating under the same umbrella.
Yeah, so that's a great point. So Tipton Perfect, I've been in communication with Mark, and he was actually asking us about a couple of parcels that we might find for a hotel, something for 3 to 5 acres.
Okay.
Been in contact with a landowner about that and he gave us an idea of where they thought that might work. Would be something that we would need to discuss a sewer extension to at some point. Would be north on 51, just north of town. So the short, long answer to the question is yes,
Right.
we've been talking with Mark. Some of you are probably aware about special census. This is another new piece of legislation that had come out, that will take effect January the 1st. And what that means is the state is now tasked with certifying a town and municipality's population on an annual basis.
Oh.
So where we've had to do special censuses and you hear about all this all the time, special census so that you can properly count all the people. And then the revenue stream that comes with each person associated with that population. That's just how it is. So the state shared revenues is associated for each individual that's counted in the town limits. So the new legislation is the state's now responsible for certifying the population on an annual basis, and then they will adjust our state shared revenue annually. Going through that process with the Tennessee state data center, we're walking through all of that, and we were advised that we need to go back and look at some of the building permits that have been issued over, say, the past 5 years. So we're reevaluating how that's done, why it was done the way it was, and we can go back and revise those numbers. So we're working with them at the data center to get that corrected. Not that there wasn't anything incorrect, it's just how they're calculating those things on building permits and other aspects. So just wanted to bring you up to speed on that. But that new legislation is going to go into effect January 1. It's already been passed, signed by the governor, but it takes effect January 1. I wanted to remind you that we've got the IDB work session that the board and the planning commission has invited to on August the 28th. Starts at 5 p.m. They're going to be talking about some bylaw changes in the work session, but that's going to be more for their regular meeting, which will immediately follow. But they're going to receive a presentation from a development consulting group, and the IDB wanted you all to be invited to that and make sure that you were there if you were able to make it. That'll be August 28th. I think it's a Thursday at 5 p.m. And then they'll have their regular meeting immediately following. Alderman Harper already mentioned the cameras, so you probably have seen those, and staff worked really hard to get those in place. And Sam's running that, and Bill had a big piece in that. So it was, or should I say, Chief Scott had a big piece in that to bring all those things together. So they worked real hard to come up with a relatively inexpensive solution and something that's a little bit more permanent. We don't have to set up and tear down every single meeting. The last thing I just wanted to advise you about is Tennessee Municipal League. I've been on a subcommittee for public notice. So we've got a subcommittee and then a committee. So we're going through and trying to get some things changed with public notice requirements so that we can start to advertise on electronic means, websites, social media, etc. So we were probably an hour and 10 minutes today on a Zoom call working through all those different things. So it's about 10 or 12 other city administrators that we're working with TML to try to craft some legislation that we can give to the committee that they can then bring forward to the whole league. Put that in front of the legislature. So just a FYI. That's about all I had.
All right. Chair would entertain a motion to adjourn.
1 second. What, do you have an update on the policy and procedure handbook where that's at?
The personnel regs?
Yep.
Yes, I believe we are in chapter 5. We're retyping everything with all of the revisions. Hopefully that'll be next week. I hope so. That we'll be able to get through all of that. So that's where we're at.
Okay.
Think about the ordinances.
The codification of the ordinances, Rachel and I have got a meeting when I get back from vacation to start kick that process off. We've
Enjoy
given
your
them-
vacation.
Sorry.
Enjoy your vacation.
Yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to run. Vacation.
I've got one thing for you. I emailed you earlier about some raises, different percentages given. Where are we funding that from out of the difference?
It was all included in the budget.
Even the additional,
Yes.
it wasn't mentioned directly to the board, correct?
And
As far as, yes, we agreed on a budget of a certain percentage and then we gave a different percentage to different employees. It wasn't mentioned to the board, correct?
So the board approved a cost of living adjustment.
Mhm.
And, through that process, we identified a couple of employees that needed to be adjusted differently than just the cost of living adjustment. And that's not uncommon that we make adjustments with that within the budget.
And we allow our department heads the discretion to set up the pay that they feel they need to set for their department also.
I just make sure we had the funding, where we're
Yeah.
getting the funding from.
Good
How
point.
much was the raise? Or the COLA, whatever, in addition to what the
It's like $2.
5%?
$2 per hour.
So another, what,
I don't know, is it
10%?
But like $2 an hour. That was for 3 employees.
Yeah, and I probably don't have an issue with that itself, if, but it would have been nice to know about it.
Understood. I mean, throughout the year, people get, certifications or additional trainings, or take on additional responsibility. Pay adjustments are made as long as they're within the allocated budget.
Yeah, they have to stay within budget.
Yeah, and something we should know about, so.
All right.
Mayor, just real quick, 911 board, I sat on that. They're gonna we've got some goals set, with, about the new system and all that. They're gonna be getting with you and the chiefs and et cetera, and town administrator here probably within the next 30 days on, some numbers, hopefully.
The new radios and everything.
Well, it's gonna be a process. It's not gonna happen overnight. We're looking at a year plus. The
Right.
state is gonna probably be taking over the towers. We're gonna go to the state system eventually, but don't hold me to that yet. There's a lot in there, but just letting you know that that is moving forward.
Anybody want to mention Rocky Block?
Mayor Machine. Go ahead, John.
Well, I didn't know if Dorothy wanted to get a plug. Rock the Block? Yeah. Yes. Any outstanding needs you still have or anything like that?
No, if anyone's interested in coming to volunteer and help with the event, I have it out on our Facebook page that you can sign up for an hour-and-a-half slot. As I always believe, more the merrier, so more bodies I have helping, just the smoother things go. But otherwise, I'm pretty ready to go.
Date, time.
Will be the
23rd.
year, so it's like the back of my hand now. So August 23rd, we did change it, so it would have been a couple weeks ago, but instead it's going to be next Saturday, the 23rd, from 7 to 9. And then we'll end the night with fireworks. We have lots of food trucks. We've got lots of vendors, about 17. I think the food trucks are about 15. Bounce houses, yard games, face painting. Gateway Baptist Church is a huge sponsor for it. They provide a lot of bodies to help manage everything that happens that's going on.
Free hot dogs, free
Lots of
water.
Bounce houses, water, popsicles, hot dogs, and glow sticks.
Show up with your blankets, your chairs. It's a great family time. Great time.
Clear bag policy this year, though. That's a big change.
There you
So
go.
what we're doing this year is either keep it small or clear bag policy, no backpacks, things like that. Just because it's a large crowd in a short period of time, we just want to keep everyone as safe as possible.
I, for one, appreciate you moving the date. Normally I'm at drill that weekend, so I always miss it, but I will be there to help volunteer this year. So
There you
I'll
go.
get signed up.
Anyone else wants to, my email.
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn. I have a second by
Harbor.
Alderman Harbor. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen.
Sticking around for photos, right?